So when did your dad settle up here?
He settled up here in 1913.
1913. He just took off from home and...
Him and Joe come up here together. They bought that land from old Eberhard Heibel from down there in Clear Lake. And old Heibel, he was an enterprising fellow. He had a whole bunch of land up here, and he sold Pa and Joe that land, and he sold Pinks that land, and he sold Felix Heibel that land. He was an enterprising fellow. And
so he bought this big quantity of land and then just started selling it to farmers?
Yeah.
So how much did he buy it for, do you know?
I don't know what he bought for. I don't know that. But I know Pa and Joe gave $4,000 for that 160 they got. And it was really it was a hell of a deal. It was all brush. And it was cut over brush that didn't have no timber on, that didn't have nothing but work.
Oh, so when you cleared land, you made money from the wood, too.
Sure you did, but they didn't have anything to make it on. You see that picture up there? That's when they worked the wood. They worked the woods up there. That was down there 2 miles south of...
Oh, there, that picture right there.
Yeah, they worked for the Crooks and Lumber Company over there. And they walked down there every day. And Pa and Joe they didn't have no timber on that land.
Oh, so they worked all day, and then they worked on their farm at night?
Yeah. Wasn't much going on the farm either, I'll tell you.
So when you were a little boy, did you guys have just all the animals you needed to sustain yourself, or?
Yes, we had enough to sustain ourselves. That's about it too. I never went hungry. The only time I ever got hungry is in between meals.
So you lived through the Great Depression as well?
Yes, I did.
And what was that like?
I didn't suffer any from the Great Depression.
You didn't have no Great Depression?
No. We had sauerkraut to eat, we had potatoes to eat, we had beans and meat, and we ate every single day. Yes, I did. I lived all, and we always had underwear on too. My dad always seen to it that us kids had clothes. I don't know how the hell he always bought the clothes, but he did. He bought the clothes and we had clothes to wear.
Did your mother sew them then?
Yes. My mother sewed the clothes. My mother sewed the clothes, and so did my stepmother.
Grandma, how about you? What was life rough during the Great Depression for you? It wasn't, huh? You just got by. And you guys kind of had a farm as well, where you kind of self-sustained. Did you guys have milk cows, or?
Milk cows.
Did you sell the cream, or you just used it all?
We sold the cream.
You sold the cream. Did someone come pick it up, or did you have to bring it somewhere?
I think somebody picked it up.
Somebody picked it up. They had a real active community up there. Oh, yes, they did.
Oh, they did. What, did they pick it up with horses then?
Yes.
Wow. So how was the road back in those days?
It was about wide enough for a team of horses in the car, and they could pass. And that's about it. You had to be careful when you passed, too.
So you just had to slow down and...
Yes, you had to watch what you're doing. But there wasn't very many hit each other either.
So how old were you when you started going to school?
I was 6 years old.
And how'd you get there?
Walked. We walked down to Shook School, and that's all the schooling I had. I walked down to Shook School. We walked there every day. And Lois went to school there for 8 years without being late or without missing a day.
Wow. And so 8 years was it?
We had to pass the state board examinations.
Okay. Okay. How about you, Grandma? Did you walk to school as well?
School bus picked us up.
Oh, you had a school bus. Sam was a little more high tech than Shooks.
Yeah, there was. Yes, it was.
So was the school bus just a team of horses?
At first it was.
Okay. Did you have a car at all when you were growing up?
We had a car.
You see, you don't know when they didn't have a car. They always had a car.
They always had a car.
They had the car about. They got their first car about 1926.
1926. And you were born in 22, so you were 4. So you probably don't even remember not riding in a car. So your family farmed to make their living. Okay.
Grandpa had a lot better than that. Grandpa was the bridge foreman of this county for 40 years.
Grandpa Prochka was?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
He built all the bridges in the county, and yeah, he did.
So he was gone building bridges then.
Yeah, most of the time he was. Yeah.
You remember that building in that Bemidji? Stone building?
I think I remember a stone building.
He built that.
He did. So he built buildings and bridges?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay. So was he gone most of the time then? Okay. So it was your mother and the kids that took care of the farm. But you had a lot of older brothers, right?
Yes.
So I'm sure that they...
Joe and Frank and Leon.
Joe and Frank and Leon.
They did.
And they're all gone now.
They're all dead.
Yeah, they're all gone.
Just Anna and me left.
Just Anna and you left, huh? And you both live in Shooks. Those Shooks men took over those Psalm women, huh?
Oh, we did.
So when you got married, what year was that?
We got married in 1945.
And where did you get married?
Right up there in Kellier.
Oh, Kellier.
First Kellier Church. Yeah.
Is that wasn't where you went to church though, was it?
We had our Shooks Church. We had that right here. We had that all them years. Kellier didn't even have a church for 8 or 9 years.
What about Psalm, Grandma? Did you have a church in Psalm?
They had a Lutheran church.
Oh, they didn't have a Catholic one. So you went to Kellier then, or did you come to Shooks?
Either one.
Either one.
Either one.
Oh,
They
okay.
went in Kellier, Black Duck, and Shooks.
Oh, you even went to Black Duck. I suppose you always had a car.
They did.
Went a little quicker with the car, huh?